Workout number 1 this week is going to be 3 EMOMs. Each EMOM is going to be a superset. So you're going to have 2 movements per EMOM. Each EMOM is going to be 6 minutes long. So you're going to do those 2 movements 3 times through. And they're all going to be your choice of work to rest, or you can choose the amount of reps you want to do for each movement per minute. Okay, so you can choose 20 seconds of work, 40 seconds rest, or 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds rest, or 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds rest. That's up to you. Or you can just try to choose an amount of reps or a rep range for each movement to make sure that you get some rest before you start the next movement. All right, so those 3 EMOMs, the first one is going to be your choice of a single leg hinge or single leg deadlift. And if you don't want to do that, that's a little bit more advanced. If you don't want to do that, just choose your choice of variation of a hinge, a hip hinge. Okay, the second movement is going to be a curl and pull over combination or complex. All right, so for the single leg hinge, if you choose to try to do that, or a single leg deadlift, all right, this is a really good movement. It is a bit advanced, so if you want to try it, go for it. If not, just stick to a hinge variation of your choice. All right, so for the single leg deadlift, what I like to do is I'll put the bell to one side, all right, arm extended. That arm is just pretty much hanging. The bell is hanging from the arm, all right, keeping a nice tight body. So you're going to use one leg here to do the work, and the other is going to do the balancing. All right, typically I like to do, if I'm using my left leg, I like to keep the bell to my left side. It helps me balance. Sometimes you might see people doing it the opposite way, but I prefer to do the bell on the side of the leg that is doing the balancing or is doing the work, or the opposite side will be helping basically balance that hinge. So we're going to start with the bell down, and we're going to use this back leg as pretty much a counterbalance for this bell here. Okay, so we're going to come up, and as we come up, we're going to bring that back leg forward. All right, so it is a bit of a challenge for the balancing, and if you want, what I like to do even sometimes is I like to hang on to something to help you balance. Okay, like a chair or a couch or a table, anything that you have nearby to help assist with that balance. Okay, because sometimes it is hard to balance, but this is a really good movement to work on. So if you want to go for it, it will take a little time to get used to. If not, just do a hinge variation. So we got the normal hinge or deadlift with 2 hands. We have our split stance option, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. We have our RDL, so keeping the leg straighter, feeling it more in those hamstrings, or just a normal hinge with one arm, with one hand. Okay, so you choose any of those. Again, if you want to try the single leg deadlift or single leg hinge, go for it. It is a bit challenging, so if you want, you can hang on to something to help with that balance. All right, and then after that is the curl and pull over. So you can do this standing up or kneeling down. You're going to do a bicep curl. Once you get to the top here at the chest, you're going to bring that bell over to behind your head, keeping those elbows in. So curl and pull over. So you're pulling the bell over that head, keeping the elbows in a bit, feeling that stretch in those triceps. All right, again, you choose the amount of reps. EMOM number 2, again, 3 times through these 2 movements for a total of 6 minutes. It's going to be a lateral lunge or a normal lunge. So you can choose a forward stepping lunge, alternating sides, or reverse lunge when stepping back. alternating sides. Or you can try a lateral lunge. So you're going to spread those feet outside shoulders width, all right? And then you're going to lean into one side. So we're going to lean into that hip. Lean into that hip. Obviously the knee bends and we're leaning to that side. You should feel a nice stretch on the opposite side. So nice and controlled. Just try to go as deep as you can. If you can only go a little bit, now you're not thinking about leaning into the knee, or you think about kneeling into that hip. Okay, so really stabilize with that glute on that side, not just bending and leaning into your knees. All right, so just do your best if you choose this with the range of motion. Try to get as deep as you can, but keep the movement controlled. As you can see, I'm not using a bell. If you want to use a bell, you can. If not, for any of these lunges, that's fine. All right, you're still gonna feel it pretty nicely without the bell. After the lunging will be an around the world. So you have two options here. You can do an around the world into a squat. Around the world. So you're bringing the bell around and then you're pulling the bell into a front rack position. But as you can see, the bell is sideways. So you're pulling the bell from around the world, bringing it to the opposite hand and setting up for a squat. Bringing it around and then stopping that around the world with that hand. Or you can just do around the world, making sure you do switch sides after a certain amount of reps or a certain amount of time. So pay attention to that and do your best with that. Third EMOM, which is also going to be these two movements, 6 minutes or 3 times through. They're going to be the first movement here is going to be your choice of skater jumps or speed skaters or skater hops. They're called different things. So you're going to start on one side and you're going to jump off of your right leg, and then you're going to jump and land on that left leg using your arms for balance. So you're trying to jump from side to side, controlling the movement. If you're not used to these, you can start out a little bit less of a jump, more of just a step from side to side. And if you are a little bit more advanced or you've done this before, you can jump more from side to side. So those are good ones. You can also do just some normal pogo hops, just hopping on the balls of your feet, staying on the front part of your foot, not letting those heels come down too much. You can get some higher pogo jumps, or you can just do some jumps. Whatever you choose of those 3. And if you don't like to jump, or you'd rather just do some calf raises, you can lean on the wall and do some standing calf raises. So standing with the feet next to each other and trying to bring those heels up as high as you can, and then lowering them down to feel a nice stretch in those calves. Using the wall or using something to kind of help balance on that. All right. So again, you choose the amount of reps you want to do for everything, or the amount of time, the work to rest ratio per minute. All right. That's going to be workout number 1.